Well, it's Monday the 25th of July 2022, and this is an update from the Port of Dover. As you can see, the queues that were present over the weekend have gone, and we're not really seeing much throughput through border control, which is down here at the Port of Dover. Passports are still having to be checked to see whether the person hasn't stayed more than 90 days in the EU. They're having to be stamped, and there is more rigorous checking, but certainly things are operating pretty normally. But this is the start of the week. Things get busier towards the weekend, and I don't think we've seen the last of the problems. But the situation over the weekend, I actually went to St Pancras station, which is the only station operating at the moment for Eurostar, and there were long queues there, but they weren't ridiculous. They were very long, but they weren't ridiculous. The same goes for car traffic, queuing down these main roads into Dover and Folkestone. There were very bad queues at Folkestone, and there were moderate queues at Dover, and this is not exceptional, but it's certainly been exacerbated by these additional passport checks. So if anyone says it's all down to Brexit, they're wrong. These delays are common in Dover, but Brexit's certainly not helped. You can see the speed of vehicles going through is not totally stagnant. And I think the French have put on a reasonable number of border guards. They have been able to get to work. So the situation here today in Dover is extremely good, as you can see. But towards the weekend, we'll have to see whether it gets worse again. I think the problem really is that last weekend there was a couple of little hiccups, and because these checks, the passports stamping, etc., take that a little bit longer, it means that the knock-on delays are much greater. But in 2016, 6 years ago to the day, the queues were much, much worse, and that was due to exit checks, I believe, and reduced French border guards. So we could still have a perfect storm on a busy day of the year if the French really were operating a reduced number of staff, or they couldn't get to work, or there was some other problem at the port, say high winds or a power failure or something like that. You could end up with absolute gridlock. And you know, holiday makers, that's awful, them not being able to leave the country, but we do rely on this flow of lorries. The UK is very reliant on the flow of lorries in and out for this sort of just-in-time deliveries of perishable goods and stuff like that. So I'm going to go down the road again and see what the situation's like. Well, this is Eurotunnel, and it's busy here. The terminal is full of cars, but the roads surrounding are flowing. One of the problems here at Eurotunnel is this was built during the EU era in the early 1990s. They had no idea Brexit was going to happen, and the site is very constrained over there where the displaced borders are. Like Dover, the French border is in the UK, and the same is true at St Pancras. So the queues are always going to build up on this side, and you know, Eurotunnel are worried that there is limited space over there. So that is definitely something to bear in mind. But today, it's Monday still, and things are flowing completely normally. It's busy, but bearable. Well, this is the M20 here, approaching Dover, and this is the M20 here, approaching Eurotunnel, and there's not really much of a queue. So I think things have cleared up. I know it's Monday evening, but over there's the end of the queue, and just over there really is the French border. You sort of have to go through some booths. You have to check in and drive around, but certainly not the worst I've ever seen it. So things suddenly flowing relatively smoothly. A lot of cars at Eurotunnel, people off on holiday. But the real test will be this weekend to see whether the situation has been resolved. I know there's limited space here at Eurotunnel to accommodate any more cars, but I think that's really it for today on Monday the 25th of July 2022. So thanks for watching.